All right, welcome to my YouTube channel, Victor the Analyst. My name is Okon Samuel Victor. I am a data analyst instructor, and today we are actually going to be looking at the seven features in Power BI you need to know as a data analyst. So before we delve into the business of today, I would encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. All right, let's get started. All right. So in these seven features that we're going to be talking about, we will start by double sorting. Double sorting. Now, let's say, for example, now you have a table and you want to do double sorting. So let me bring out a table. I'll click this table visualization. So let me drag this to the middle and just spread this out. So I'll bring in my months into this column. I'll bring in the year. So I'll bring in the counts of cars. Let me look for counts of cars, car ID into this. So we have some of here. I can change this to don't summarize. Then the car ID, I'm changing it to count of car. So count distinct. So this one gives us the number of cars that was sold for different months in different years. Now, let's say I will just click on this. Let's say I want to sort by the month, and at the same time I want to sort by the year too as there. So once I click on this, I'll hold on shift and click on the second one too. So both of them are sorted. So all right, that's this for the sorting. Now let's go for the drill through. The drill through. Now let's go to my dashboard. So in this my dashboard, I want to have a way whereby if I want to get more details about Chevrolet, so let me come to this page over here and just remove this. Let me come down here and just remove this. So I'll do that all over again. So when creating a drill through feed, this is what we call drill through. We want to get everything that has to do with a particular field, which is a particular subject in our data. Now let's say we want to see for only just let me go to the car company, the company, and bring it to the drill through. So I'll have everything here. So come down. So I can just check Chevrolet. So once I select Chevrolet, a drill through has been created. So when I go back to this my dashboard, if I hover my mouse on Chevrolet, you can see this drill through has pop out. So I can click here. It will take me to this report. So once I click on the Chevrolet report, so I get to see everything that is pertaining to Chevrolet. So I can still duplicate this. Let me duplicate this, and I want to do another drill through for, let me say, another company. So I can come here, just cancel this. So I bring in the company again inside the drill through well. So I can come down, then change this. Let me say I want to see for let me see what I have here. Overview. Let me see what I have my overview. I want to get, okay, Ford. So let me go look for Ford. So I come down, then I pick for Ford, and I select just Ford. So the information that we have here is just going to be for Ford. This information is just only for Ford. So check this. All right, now back to my dashboard. Now back to my dashboard. If I open my mouse on this. So I can click here. You can see now I have I have for Chevrolet reports, and I have these duplicates of Chevrolet reports. I can rename this to Ford reports. So let me just open my mouse there. I'll open my mouse there and just click on this. So it takes me to the Ford report. So I can just rename this and change this to Ford reports. So it's enter. Okay, so automatically a back navigation as shown. I just press Ctrl and click to go back to my dashboard page. So let me come back here again and look at the drill through. So you can see over my mouse on drill through, you can see that I'm seeing Ford reports. I can just click on it. It takes me back to the page. Now that is it about the drill through. Now the third features we are going to talk about is the analyze features. Now sometimes we used to see sometimes there is a down spike and there is a downtrend and there's the upward trend. Let's say we want to see what's actually causing the downward trend here. Right click on that spot, over your mouse on the analyze, you can see explain and the explain decrease. So by clicking on this, it's going to explain what happened between September to October that caused the decrease in October. So if I have my mouse here, I can just say explain decrease. So what this does is that it's actually telling us in terms of, so let me click here. So in terms of SUV and hatchback, they are accounted for majorly the decrease among body and style. Now let's look at this. This is in September. We have this is SUV. This is the for September. It has a high distribution, but in October it actually came down. You understand? In the other one, which is hatchback. Hatchback has like, and this is the color for hatchback. And when we're over our mouse here, there is a drop. You can see the drop is actually in quantity. It has like 840, while in September it came down like 50% to 458. You understand? So these two body style actually accounted for the high number of decrease. You understand? So this is how you can actually use these things to actually get a very quick insight in your data sets. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'm going to check on, now we've actually talked about the third feature, which is the analyze feature. Now the fourth one is actually to create an empty table to manage our measures. All right, there are some times whereby you want to write your measures and your measures actually comes together with your columns, and it's actually very hard for you to get your actually search for your measures. So what you do in that case is that we create an empty table. So I'll go to my home. Then in my home, I can click on this icon here to create an empty table. So that empty table can actually be used to where this way we're going to place or create all our measures inside. You understand? So me clicking on this thing is going to give me the avenue to create an empty table. So then I can rename this to measures table. Then I'll click on load. So once I click on load, automatically a new table will be created. All right, the table has finally been created. So we can just right click here and click on new measures to create our measures. And for if you have other measures that have already been created inside your main table, you can bring them into this new empty table. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Now there are some cases whereby you have very long columns in your Power Query. So let's move on to our Power Query. So you can right there click on this drop down and click on transform data. But I've actually done that. I'm in my Power Query now. So in your Power Query, I'll go to my car sales. So this is let's say you have a very long list of column. It actually can be tiring by scrolling to go to your desired column you want to work on. So I can select any of the column I want to work on. Then I'll go to this manage column. You can see choose column. I'll click on this drop down and I'll say go to column. So I can select the column I want to navigate to. It could be like color. So when I select color and I click on OK, so it's going to take me to the column I actually want to work on. Now the other this thing you are going to the other features, which is the features number 6, is the question and answer features, whereby you can use AI to ask the data. They use Power BI to ask your data question, and you get a seamless answer as if you are doing like a generative AI question and answering. So let me go to my Q&A. So once I select the Q&A, so it gives me the leverage of asking questions like simple questions like what is the average sales of cars, or probably what is simple questions like what is the sales for cars in December or October. So let's try that out. Let's see what is going to happen when we do this using our Q and A. So I'll extend this out so I can ask question like what is the sales, what is the total revenue. Let me use revenue, or let me use total quantity of cars sold in October. So I hit enter. All right, that does not bring it out anything for us, so it's showing that there's an error here. So I would just maybe cancel this. Okay, probably our question was not really direct. Okay, we can just ask simple questions like okay, total quantity, and hit enter. Let's look at this. So you can see now you have the total quantity, you understand? So there are several things you can do with that. Now the last one, which is the 7th features you need to know as a data analyst, which is the using conditional formatting in table. Now let me go back to this my table. Now let's say I want to do a conditional formatting whereby the highest has a very intensity color while the lowest value has a light color. So what we're going to do is that I'll select this table. Then from there I'll right click on the count of car ID. Then I'll hover my mouse on this conditional formatting. Then I'll go to the background color. So once clicking on the background color, I will have a dialog box showing like this. So I can click on this drop down and choose gradient style. From gradient style, this is the field that we are working on. We are working on count of ID, which is going to give us the total number of ID. The summarization is count. Yes, we want to count the number of ID, which is now the color gradient. The lowest value, that is low value, is going to have like a light color, while maximum value is going to have like a high intensity color. So with this we can actually do like this can help us in getting insights in our data sets. So we can actually see that in December 2023 there was as the highest sales compared to January 2022, and the house in September there was actually an high sales there too. You can see. So what this tutorial tells us is that once it comes to the end of the year, they always have this kind of like a peak, like an high sales during those period. All right, we've covered the 1 to 7 features you need to know in Power BI. If you still have more, you can drop that in the comment section. Okay, and we can actually learn from each other. All right, we've actually come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find this very educative. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. Subscribe and like this video to help the algorithm. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.